see the details. 3-year deal, and Darren's happy about that, and he came off the bench tonight in the warm-up, springing onto the ice and ready to rock and roll. He's been working out with Windsor, the juniors. They could use him with Maltby being gone. He was here this morning, ready to go, and he's an energizer. You're right.
And believe me, the hair on Darren McCarty is a lot darker than it was a couple of months ago. Moving on to the Atlanta Thrashers. This is a team that Don Waddell has built for speed and character, but there sure isn't a lot of offense.
No, there's not. They really, when you look at their lineup, have a bunch of veteran guys, for the most part veteran players, and 2 of those veteran players that have scored more than their share of goals over their long careers in the NHL. Nelson Emerson spent a lot of time with St. Louis. Ray Ferraro with Los Angeles. Both were signed as free agents in July and August this year. They're going to look to these 2 guys not only to provide offense, but to help the young guys they've got. They've got some character people. I would think if they can have a year that's even close to what Nashville had last year, they'll be pretty happy.
And Don Waddell will join us during our second intermission. He'll be Mickey Redmond's guest. Of course, Don Waddell was the past assistant general manager with the Detroit Red Wings. So it should be a good one tonight. Can the Atlanta Thrashers this season come up with 28 wins that Nashville did last year? We'll see, but the guy in goal should be familiar to Red Wing fans. It's Norm Miracle. Yes, he gets the start opposite Chris Osgood tonight. Opening face-off next on your Red Wing station. UPN 50 coming to you live from Atlanta.
Red Wing Hockey on UPN 50 brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the guaranteed lowest out-the-door prices or it's free. Bell Tire, nobody comes close. Nobody's closer. By Wendy's, the official hamburger of the National Hockey League. By ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale. By the Miller Brewing Company. And by Little Caesars Pizza. Who knew turning 40 could be so much fun?
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in the air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, now say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you on the grounds of the old Omni, the Phillips Center. And just moments ago at center ice, there he is, the principal owner of the Atlanta Thrashers, and you'd think owner of just about everything else. Mr. Ted Turner coming out to center ice as the respective captains. Steve Yzerman for the Red Wings and Kelly Buchberger of the Atlanta Thrashers. Buchberger, of course, former captain of the Edmonton Oilers, to take the ceremonial face-off for Mr. Ted Turner, whose wife Jean is also here tonight. He'll be seated up behind the penalty box. The Atlanta Thrashers did open here 5 days ago, losing to New Jersey by a count of 4-1 in what was a spirited hockey game. Our goaltenders tonight, Norm Miracle, the former Red Wing, who was lampooned for poor conditioning, but huffed and puffed through camp and said, I stoned the Wings last year in practice, hope I can do the same in a game. And Chris Osgood, 22 saves and shutting out Buffalo in the season opener, his 24th career shutout. Just one referee tonight. One ref for 32 games for the Red Wings. For the most part, there will be 2. Blaine Angus in control tonight. Brad Kovacek and Mark Perret are on the lines as we get set for this one. Yuri Butsayev, Stacy Roost, and Chris Draper up front. Aaron Ward and Matthew Dandino on defense. Martin Prohashka, number 23. Johan Garpenloff, number 29. And Per Svartvedet, number 39. Up front for Atlanta, while Chris Tamer, number 4 from Dearborn, Michigan, on defense along with Gord Murphy. So some unfamiliar names for the Thrashers. of which named after the state bird. And we're underway. Hockey back in Atlanta. As it's sent down past Osgood, and Dandenault turned back. Some quick forechecking here by the Thrashers. Sent out front there by number 23, Martin Prohashka, the former Maple Leaf prospect. At center, here comes Butsayed. Had it knocked off his stick, and the Thrashers gored Murphy. The veteran, now in his 12th season, came over from Florida for goalie Trevor Kidd, knocked it out to center. And Murphy on it again. He'll flip it in. No relation to Larry Murphy. Osgood will lead it. Here's Dandenault as the Let's Go Thrashers chant, as well as the Red Wing chant, as Darren McCarty takes his first shift and hits Andrew Brunette. There's a shot, and Miracle stopped Brendan Shanahan. Coming in off the left wing side, Miracle tested early.
Well, not bad for McCarty, coming right out of practice to the top line. And, of course, Maltby played there the other night with Steve Yzerman. And Kirk Maltby, as we talked on the open, going to be reevaluated tomorrow. An easy stop for Miracle off Shanahan. And the fear is that he may have an abdominal problem again, possible hernia, and could be gone 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Who knows? So very timely to get Darren McCarty back.
Sent in front and knocked away by number 21, Ray Ferraro, the man Mickey spoke about off the opening. Darren McCarty again with Brunette colliding. McCarty over to his right wing side as Murphy took it. Lidstrom was taken out of the play. Here's Shanahan as the Red Wings change on the fly. McCarty a very short first shift. Brown shot stopped by Miracle. Yzerman has the puck stripped from him. Andrew Brunette, the native of Sudbury, got it out through center as the wings change. Number 38, Yannick Tremblay, the defenseman, another former Maple Leaf. Picked up in the expansion draft by Don Waddell. Here comes Sergei Fedorov, dropping for Brown, and that shot went wide. Shanahan at the end of a long shift trying to get off. And in the loss to Dallas, Scotty Bowman wasn't pleased, thought the Red Wing players were staying out too long on shifts. And that was a bit of a problem, so they could be shorter here tonight. Fired in by number 19, Nelson Emerson. Chelios took it away, swept it around for Brown. Brown, as Duchesne got crossed up at center there with Fedorov. Duchesne back in his own zone, swept it out. Back it goes behind the net. Atlanta will take over. Duchesne then lost it. Hookberger on it. Duchesne went down. They muscle forward at the half boards. Hard hit throw in there by Holmstrom. Point shot for Dean, and it missed the net. And Osgood will hang on to it.
Well, Atlanta, pretty noisy building. I don't know if you can tell through your television set or not, but they're very active for this young ball club. And there's the owners of this club. As Kenny mentioned, the majority owner, Jane Fonda on the left, Ted Turner on the right. I guess when you look at Jane,
Hugging a baby.
you want to break out into a workout.
That would be new for you.
Yes, it would. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a first for everything. Kozlov went down. Just went past him.
Ted's son is here, and I think that's his child that Jane has got all wrapped up there. They're sitting right at center ice behind the penalty box.
Here's a breakaway for Larionov. Left wing. Fakes. Oh, at the goal post.
What a fake.
Wow. Great move by Larionov as Osgood tips that hard shot wide from Steve Staios. Boy, think Igor knew a thing or two about Norm Miracle.
He sure put the how do you do on him, and he just missed his own shot. He hit the short side goal post on the inside and went right across the front of the crease. Boy, that's an icing. Huh. He throws Miracle solid. Atlanta's got to figure out how the heck did they get somebody loose. They were caught in a change, I believe. There's the fake. Miracle out. Open net. And the professor doesn't miss many like this.
Darren's into it. I spoke with the Red Wing training staff this morning. Darren McCarty's presence in the room. And they said, you know what? The music's already changed. Mac had an influence right away as soon as he got in there.
McCarty coming here to Atlanta probably would have been one of the few times that a professional hockey player carries his own equipment.
Right.
Because they didn't realize he was going to be signed to be able to play in this game, so he'd had to bring his own bag and gear and everything.
7 o'clock flight this morning. He came from Detroit to Atlanta. There's McCarty with it. His pass onto Shanahan's stick. He was well covered. Martin Prohaska took it away, and the Thrashers send it in. Johan Garpenloff, number 29, a familiar name to hockey fans. In his 10th season, former pick of the Red Wings, 85th overall back in '86 when Jimmy Devellano selected him. McCarty off the ice already. Short shifts.
You know that they'll be spotting and watching him very closely, of course. You can practice all you want. That doesn't get you in game shape. So he's going to need to play, and of course, practice with the big boys to get that game shape.
Knocked down to the ice by number 10, Denny Lambert. And remember, last year Lambert had to go with Kirk Maltby, who's now out of the lineup. Lambert was suspended for doing some damage to Maltby when he was with Nashville. Right in front of the goal. And is failing to get a good shot away was number 15, Brunette. And Andrew Brunette knows how to score, though. Did so with Washington very well. That's offside at the Thrashers' blue line.
Now Scotty Bowman knows that this team is a young team with some veteran players scattered through it. They're new, of course, and they got an enthusiastic crowd, and he doesn't want to give them anything to feed on because it can happen awfully quickly. Jay Leach on the left, Kurt Fraser on your right. Kurt Fraser, a hard-nosed left winger. Red Wing fans would probably remember him most from his days in Chicago with the Blackhawks.
And he could put up some pretty good offensive numbers for a tough player.
He had some decent hands, and he was tough.
Yep.
Very tough guy. Reminds you of an Alex Secord type guy.
Scored 193 goals, Fraser did, in 12 seasons. With Vancouver, Chicago, Minnesota. There's a hard hit. Right at the line is Butsayev. Was knocked down by Denny Lambert, and Lambert's been known to throw him. Bumped into Chelios. Digging for that puck. Chelios got back, knocks it away behind the goal. Duchesne going after it. Duchesne was knocked down to the ice just after he played the puck as he ran into Denny Lambert, who was scratched in game 1 for the Thrashers, making his presence felt now. There he is, side of the goal, and brought out. Chelios. Wing feed to Butsayev. Dropping for Stacey Roos, who's back in after being scratched game 2 in favor of Mark Rogers. Buchberger put it through to Osgood, and he'll hang on. And you may hear the Thrashers fans cheering at strange times. Game 1, they cheered the Zamboni driver, but that's okay.
Well, you know, in the old days, they always had a pretty good core of fans here in Atlanta. They had 13,000 per game.
Well, they love hockey here in Atlanta, as you're talking about, Mick, and we're calling all hockey lovers for this season's exciting Hockey Lovers package. 4 hard-hitting Red Wing games, plus 7 days of great college hockey at the Joe. Those Red Wing games include Chicago and Dallas. Only $282 per seat, plus limited single seats available for home games this month and next. As that was stopped, operators are standing by at 313-396-7575 to take your call. Give them a call now. Larionov, who had hit the post earlier. Buchberger will send it back in. Aaron Ward to Dandenault. Haven't these two played well together early on and through the preseason? Look at Dandenault flying up. Kozlov shoots it through just past Dandenault. Getting over there is the rookie Patrick Stefan, number 13 from the Czech Republic. For the Thrashers, Dandenault at the line, deflected just wide. Chris Tamer. Former University of Michigan Wolverine player. Atlanta at center. They'll backhand it in to Stefan. Osgood will play it ahead. Shanahan back for Ward. On to Darren McCarty. 13:45 to go here in the opening period from the Phillips Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Slipping was Murphy. McCarty on the wing, backed up through center. Here comes Yzerman. Nice move in tight around Tremblay. McCarty in to help out his centerman. Yzerman into the slot. Miracle to save.
Stop there. Through traffic. Yzerman, smart play. Credited through 2 Thrashers, and Miracle got it the last second.
Here's McCarty.
A couple of good plays by McCarty.
Here's Shanahan back in front for Yzerman. Scores!
They put it in themselves, I think.
Yzerman will get credit for that one, and McCarty in his first game picks up a helper. It's 1-0.
I'm not sure if the defenseman, Shannon, put this in, or whether Miracle himself, it was a very easy save for him to make. McCarty dumps it in. It's bouncing all over the place. Shanahan goes to the front with it. It deflects off everybody. You know what? It was Steve Yzerman. He actually dragged the stick with one hand. Watch this play. Right there at the last second. He gets a little piece of it, and Miracle can't control it. So Yzerman indeed directs it into the net for a 1-0 Detroit lead.
Well, that puts the captain now 7 goals away from 600 in his career. And another point closer to 1,500. Here's the call. So Darren McCarty doesn't pick up an assist. They give the 1 assist to Shanahan. So Yzerman from Shanahan,
that may be changed.
650.
They never had control, Atlanta, after the dump in by McCarty.
Centered right through the slot. Red Wings controlling, up 1-0 here. In Atlanta, Per Svartvedet, number 39, sent it around. Giving chase is Garpenloff as the Red Wings flip it back. Garpenloff with it, leaving it there for Martin Prohashka. He can't get anywhere. Came back to the Red Wing line, and here's Holmstrom. Up there along with Fedorov, who now goes to the bench. Stacey Roos comes over the boards. Back into Red Wing territory. Swept around by Butsayev to Dandino. So Butsayev, Roost, and Draper. Butsayev in that Dallas game, along with Draper and Mark Rogers at the time, really provided some spark for the Red Wings. They were perhaps the best line that night in somewhat limited time. Roost in for Rogers this evening. Well, here comes Dandino. Dandino's shot. Miracle stopped that. Draper in behind the goal. Draper tied up. Roost with it. That's centered through. Denny Lambert knocked it away. Butsayev giving him a run into the boards. Chris Tamer will put it behind his goal for Gord Murphy. Murphy's pass off the skate of Ray Ferraro, number 21. Dandino will poke it back, and Gord Murphy will take it. Murphy to an open wing as Atlanta and Detroit both change, and Aaron Ward, who maybe has the hardest shot on this Red Wing club, will send it in. Doesn't quite get the opportunity to get it away, but the goaltenders will tell you, Aaron Ward can fire it. Flipped into Detroit territory. Murphy. Now let's go Red Wing chant. You saw the Red Wing signs in this building and plenty of Red Wing jerseys here. Down the ice for Daryl Shannon, number 8, a good pickup by Don Waddell. Came over from Buffalo in the expansion draft, and the Sabres have some good youngsters in their lineup, but really didn't want to lose Daryl Shannon. Shannon across for the captain, Kelly Buchberger, who scored the first goal in Thrashers history in that loss 5 days ago to the Devils. And they only got one, but there's the 1-goal scorer from this game. It's the captain, Steve Yzerman, as the Red Wings lead 1-0 on UPN 50. On the side of the building where we are here at the Phillips Center, this entire side is suites for the most part. The upper levels, you can see that. The other side is more of a seating area, but upwards more than 100 suites here were sold out before this building was even put together. But it looks sort of like an opera house here, Mickey, where all the suites are on one side. It's a very nice look. There you see it, straight up and down, great view. And we're up here. I don't know if you can do the telly, show them roughly where we're at.
We're up,
right about there.
side. Are we on this side over here? Yeah. We're up over here somewhere, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, here we are, right in here.
There we
Isn't
go.
that neat the way we can do that?
Nice
Holy
spot.
mackerel. Yeah.
Nice spot. Beautiful building. They did a nice job here.
And they got suites downstairs in the concourse where you can't see the game. You walk upstairs to the seats for the suite, watch the game, and then at the intermission you walk back downstairs. Pretty cool.
For what?
Huh? Well, a couple of ginger ales.
Really?
Little popcorn.
What a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here come the Thrashers across the line. Bouncing puck, and Osgood handled that easily. Lidstrom. To Yzerman. Up for Shanahan. Brown out there now. Mike Stapleton. And it's offside at the Atlanta blue line. We'll be back in a moment on UPN 50. Scotty Bowman's team leads by 1.
Well, about half a period of hockey gone by here, and for Darren McCarty, he's paying the price of not having a training camp with the big club. He's huffing and puffing as he gets back to the bench, and Scotty Bowman said because he's a right winger and he comes by the bench for 2 periods, that's first and third, he may get more ice time there because it's easier to get off. You get caught in the second period, you're way across the ice, and you know he's going to tire quickly, not being in game condition.
Good point. Here's Fedorov. His shot handled by Norm Miracle. Point shot by Duchesne went wide. Chalios. Fedorov through the crease. Duchesne getting over. Scored his first goal in the loss to Dallas. Centered in front. Back for Duchesne. Knocked behind the goal by Holmstrom. As the Red Wings had some pressure around Norm Miracle. And the faceoff will come back into the Thrashers zone as we check in with Ray Lane.
Yeah, guys, you're talking about your vantage point, my vantage point down here, and looking at this crowd. This is about the 5th event they've had in here. The paint's still drying. They're still tightening up some things. Elton John was in here a couple of weeks ago and drew 22,500. They had Sharon here. She didn't sell out. They've had a wrestling show, 1 exhibition hockey game, and this is their 2nd regular season game going on. But the crowd enthused in this place, as you mentioned, outstanding. And everybody with a smile on their face except for the score right now. Back upstairs.
Yes, Ray, June 25th of '97, Atlanta became the 28th NHL franchise when they were awarded a team. There's a shot off the side of the goal. And that had Miracle reaching. As Kozlov let it go, the point centered. The point Larionov and Kozlov, the forward line. This will be icing if Aaron Ward gets there first, and he does. And the faceoff will come back into the zone. Well, we spoke with Don Waddell prior to the game and asked him about setting goals, and Mickey will speak with him during our 2nd intermission. Kurt Fraser leading this expansion team. Here's some history of expansion for you. When the original 6 went to 12 back in '67, '68, then Buffalo and Vancouver came in, then Atlanta for the first time with the Islanders, Kansas City, and Washington in the early '70s, and then later with the WHA. And then San Jose.
A little inflation there.
Yes, a little bit. Point
6 to 50.
shot, stop, penalty coming up here, some holding in front, and the Red Wings are going to go to a power play. As Blaine Angus has a Thrasher going to the box.
Front of the net, Red Wings pressuring again. Atlanta has not really had a great scoring chance in the game. Detroit's had a few. And it looks like Ray Ferraro, the veteran centerman's going to go for holding the stick. Didn't disguise it very well, Ray. Good power play of this hockey game.
Well, Don Waddell told you, Mickey, that this team isn't going to score very much, but they can't play defensive.
Right.
They have to take some chances.
He wants some good energy offensively and to try to score some goals. Ferraro scored a bunch. So is Emerson. Stefan, they hope, is going to be a great one down the road. It makes it tough for a coach. Kurt Fraser better know that. Great. Some long nights with an expansion team.
Ray Ferraro had 20 or more goals 10 times. If he can stay injury-free, they're hoping he can get 25. This is our Bell Tire power play. The Red Wings' first of the night. And our Bell Tire power play partner, Jennifer Clement of Westland. Tell you what Jennifer could win in a moment. The Red Wings work it around. Shanahan sets up in front. This is Yzerman, goes cross crease, and they score!
What a play.
What a beautiful play to Igor Larionov, who hit the post earlier, but this time at a wide open net thanks to Yzerman.
Wow.
It is 2-0.
Oh boy, did somebody miss an assignment or what? I know it's a power play, but watch this thing. The 2 guys are watching Shanahan in the middle, and nobody is watching Larionov on the far side. They both turned their back on number 8. Yzerman said, if I can get it there, it's 2-0. Oh, boy.
But Steve Yzerman just threaded a needle in the dark. I mean,
Sure
what
did.
a pass.
Yannick Tremblay cannot turn his back. Watch him here. He's got to be looking at Larionov. He knows he made a mistake.
11:56, the time of that goal for Igor Larionov, who hit the post earlier. No problem there. The Red Wings score in a power play, so Jennifer Clement wins a $25 gift certificate and a $100 gift certificate. Bell Tire will donate a like amount to the March of Dimes, saving babies together. So Jennifer Clement, a winner on our Bell Tire power play. Red Wings lead it 2-0. Yzerman and Larionov, who finished 1-2 in scoring last season on the Red Wings, get the goals here tonight.
You can't make a mental mistake like Tremblay did against a team like Detroit and expect to get away with it. I mean, they're going to burn you, and they made it look pretty easy, but Miracle, you can't fault him. He's got to saying these guys should be taken at the side, power play or not.
Here are the Wings in, back to the line. Scoring play, Larionov from Yzerman and Murphy at 11:56. Out to center, taken by Gord Murphy. Inside the line, Matt Johnson couldn't get anywhere, and he's a big boy, number 17, Johnson. Long shot in, Miracle stopped that. Here's Fedorov to Duchesne. His shot deflected as Holmstrom went to the goal, and it's up into the 15th row. That's Brown down. Chelios having words there with Steve Staios, the former Vancouver Canuck, picked up from Vancouver in the expansion draft. Cooler heads prevail there. Well, it was a once-in-a-lifetime event, the closing of Tiger Stadium, and because we received hundreds of calls and emails asking if we are going to rebroadcast the ceremonies, we will present it one more time. Sunday night at 8 on UPN 50. Relive that fabulous night and our special Day to Remember, compelling tribute to a place that will live in the hearts of sports fans all over Michigan. If you missed it the first time, don't miss it this Sunday night at 8 on UPN 50.
Get penalties here, don't we? No, they decided not to call them. Thought they were going to wave him off after a mix-up at the side of Miracle, who was left back there. Chelios is in the middle of it, but I guess not, so we're still 5-a-side, skaters, that is. And Scotty's complaining about something to the referee. It's the first game the Red Wings have had without two referees. There'll be 32 of them this year with only one and 50 with two sets of eyes.
That can go around to Shanahan, stolen the slot, and the shot went wide. Coming in from the point was Per Svartvedet and sent it wide of the net. Here goes McCarty, right wing. He'll shoot. Probably better at this juncture for McCarty just to shoot rather than having to skate any further.
Don't get fancy.
Right.
Don't get fancy.
He goes in and looks for a hit on Tamer and found him. Svartvedet. He got knocked down to the ice by Yzerman. Tamer out through center to Prohaska. Boxed out of the player, and Ward didn't let him go anywhere. Danino leaving it for Shanahan. Atlanta changing on the fly. Ferraro up on Shanahan, got it to the line, but not out. Intercepted wide of the net. Ray Ferraro got bumped behind the goal as Shanahan wanted to make amends, and he'll carry out now. Red Wings will want to change. So a long shot in by Shanahan, handled easily by Norm Miracle. In his second season, former Red Wing draft pick in '93. This will be icing, and the faceoff will come back into Miracle's zone. The Red Wings lead 2-0. 5:06 to go in the first. Steve Yzerman has himself a goal and a helper and a few hits too. Back in a moment on UPN 50. Well, the Thrashers logo inspired by the state bird of Georgia, the brown thrasher. There is Ted Turner. Shane, they look very comfortable in the seats.
Yeah, they do. And they did not pick that name. They had a contest, I think, for that. So
they had a contest to name their mascot, and it came out with Thrash. Well, that makes sense.
They say that bird is like a blue jay, only it's brown.
Right.
And it's a thrasher.
Now, Kozlov moving in, and Miracle got a piece of that. Tremblay Thrashers in their home white, 6 colors in all on their jerseys. Copper, bronze, 2 colors of blue and gold.
Ooh, giveaway.
There's Kozlov. His shot missed. Murphy. Point shot in just wide of the goal. Larionov. To the point. Murphy
Oh,
scores!
Kozlov.
Deflected in front by Kozlov off the shot from Murphy, and it's 3-0. Murphy with a couple of helpers tonight.
Now Tremblay again is down the ice for a goal. He doesn't take Kozlov strongly enough in front of the net. No chance for a miracle on a change of direction. Larionov and Murphy will get the assist. See, Tremblay's got to take him out of the... Can't just stand there with him. Not physical at all. And again, they pay the price. 3-0 Red Wings. The point may have touched it, and if so, he'll get the assist instead of it, Larionov.
15:38. That should be Kozlov with that goal. It won't be Murphy. But he will get an assist on it. It was his shot. Into the slot. Kozlov gets credit for it. Osgood stops it. Kozlov from Murphy and Larionov at 15:38.
Larionov, they get the second assist too?
Yes, sir.
It may change to the point, but regardless, Igor doesn't care. 3-0 Detroit. And they get this one well in control, and the Thrashers are on their heels. Which is probably Don Waddell's biggest fear. And Kurt Fraser, we get behind big and early, how are we going to react? So here it is.
There's a shot in that Miracle handles, and think about it. You're Atlanta. Your first game you play the Devils with Martin Brodeur. Your next game you play the Red Wings with Chris Osgood. And on Saturday they play Buffalo and Dominic Hasek.
Yeah.
They can only hope that Hasek's not in goal that night.
Well,
they're looking forward to the New York Islanders.
The way we've seen them play defense here tonight, you know, that's not going to matter who's in goal at the other end. I mean, 2 of the 3 goals here tonight. Last one was a giveaway. Then Tremblay's far too passive and soft in front of the net. He can't play like that and play effectively in this league. He should be going after Kozlov. But I'm sure Kurt Fraser's going to let him know that.
Aaron Ward. Gutsayev got hit hard by Steos. Gutsayev kicked it ahead again. His pass and intercepted, and Gutsayev gave the stick to Mike Stapleton, who's son of Pat Stapleton.
We had a lot of guys through the draft, through the expansion draft. Stapleton was one of them.
Remember, they even drafted the likes and had. Rolf Samuelson moved over there. Still hasn't signed anywhere yet. Back to the Atlanta line. Now Dandenault. He'll clear it to an open wing. McCarty will give chase. This will be icing. Back there to get it is Daryl Shannon in the faceoff. We'll come back into the Red Wing zone. There's a look at Darren McCarty, newly signed, in case you joined us late. While Red Wing fans pick up the collectible hardcover book, Heroes of Hockeytown, highlighting the top Detroit Red Wings of all time, filled with colorful full-page photos throughout. Heroes of Hockeytown, a must for all Red Wing fans. Call now to order your copy autographed by Red Wings Hall of Famer Ted Lindsay. Our operators are standing by right now to hear from you at 313-396-7575. That shot knocked down, came off the stick of Kevin Dean, the former New Jersey Devil. Another one picked up in the expansion draft. Knocked down by McCarty into Shanahan. Back from McCarty. Look back in front, intercepted. And the Thrashers. Emerson. Across the line, kicked it ahead. Nelson Emerson into the corner. Eyes him in there. Just escaped a hit from Buchberger. That's Patrick Stefan, the first overall pick by the Atlanta Thrashers. Don Waddell did some wheeling draft day. Here's Emerson right through the slot. Atlanta moved up to the #1 spot. Acquired #1 from Vancouver for the 2nd pick overall, and Vancouver took Daniel Sedin.
Thrashers fans, team outlets are located throughout the building. Featured tonight is a variety of inaugural season commemorative merchandise. For all the Columbus Thrashers
Steve Yzerman with a goal and assist here tonight, as the Red Wings lead it 3-0 with 1:09 to go in the first period. Out of town, Alexei Morozov, a big night for Pittsburgh with a natural hat trick in the first, leading the Devils 3-1. Martin Brodeur in goal for New Jersey.
Played pretty well here in opening night for Brodeur did for the first 20-25 minutes.
Here's Garpenlov, and Osgood stopped it. Chelios couldn't work it past Prohashka. Prohashka, Garpenlov, and Svardvatet. The forward line for Atlanta. Say that one 5 times quicker. Here's Larionov, taken there by Garpenlov, and he'll turn back. Garpenlov and Larionov would have played together in San Jose. As we'll have another face-off coming up. Steve Duchesne, there's a guy who played with the vice president and general manager of the Atlanta Thrashers, Don Waddell, back in New Haven many years ago when it was Steve Duchesne's first year and Don Waddell's last. Don Waddell remembered that this morning when Steve Duchesne stopped by to say hello to him. Duchesne picking it up, got it through to Holmstrom. Tried for Fedorov, just knocked down. Holmstrom went across in front, knocked down by Tamer in a good play. And the Atlanta fans knew enough to cry for a penalty there when Thrasher got knocked down.
Look out.
It's onside. In alone is Ferraro! And a nice stop by Osgood. And they mix it up right in the middle. Denny Lambert and Chelios.
Now Ferraro was being bothered, but he had a good scoring chance, and Chris Osgood absolutely stoned him. 21 Ferraro got in behind. There's the deflected pass. It's onside. He's away, being hooked. And he got a great scoring chance, did not get it high enough, and Osgood stoned him. Fedorov was putting a hook on Ray Ferraro, and Osgood continues to be absolutely spotless after beating Buffalo 2-0 on opening night. He's been dead on.
22 save performance against Buffalo that night. Shots are 12-6 in the Red Wings' favor this evening, or 12-8 rather.
That's the best one they've had, and they haven't had many quality scoring chances on Chris Osgood. That one was. And Ray Ferraro knows they don't come around very often playing a team like Detroit.
Patrick Stefan, the rookie, moves into center against Sergei Fedorov. Time winding down, one last shot. Osgood stops it off the deflection, and the first period comes to a close as the horn goes. As they're 4-on-4 just as the first period came to a close, so there were penalties. Lambert and Chelios both off for roughing. Yzerman had himself a great first period.
Yes, he did. Darren McCarty played the whole period with Steve Yzerman and Brendan Shanahan. There was Yzerman's goal, and then a great setup to Igor Larionov. That line was in top form, getting 2 of the 3 Red Wing goals in period number 1.
Yzerman from Shanahan, Larionov from Yzerman and Murphy, and Kozlov from Murphy and Larionov to make it 3-0. And boy, Igor Larionov was in alone, had Miracle down only to hit the goalpost, or it could have been 4-0. So it's 3-0 for the Red Wings after 20 minutes of play. Back in a moment on UPN 50.
Intermission update brought to you by ABC Warehouse. Get the best deal in town on brand name appliances and electronics at ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale. You're watching Emmy Award-winning Red Wing hockey on UPN 50.
In case you don't recognize the face because he's been missing a little bit, nice to see you back in uniform, Darren.
It's great to be back. What can I say? It's been a long few months, but they're all behind and ready to play some hockey. And we got off to a good start tonight. We're just going to try to build on it.
Can you say huffing and puffing? How are you, brother? You look like you're in top shape. Short turn out there, kid?
Actually, I feel good. I'm just trying to keep it short and hard and keep it simple and try not to do too much. And, it's how easy does it get? You out there playing with Brendan and Stevie. So give them the puck and try to stay out of their way and, try to get by. But it's definitely good to be back with the guys and good to be back on the team.
How frustrating. How frustrating where you said, maybe I'm not sleeping real good at night?
Well, there's a lot of different things that go through your mind in difficult situations like that. And what you realize is it's a business. And a lot of things that I liked is that there was a lot of respect on both sides to get a deal done, and we were able to nail one out. So, it's tough because I really don't remember what I felt like before. I just know how I feel now, and it's great to be back.
All right. Thank you, Darren. Nice to have you back, and have a good season, will you?
All right. Thanks, Ray.
Thanks very much. Darren McCarty, our special guest after one period of play. We're coming right back to Atlanta. Don't go away. We'll take a brief but important timeout.
Red Wing hockey on UPN 50 brought to you by Arby's. Love food? Think Arby's.
Hey, we're back at Atlanta and Phillips Arena here where the Red Wings have played the first 20 minutes and they lead by a score of 3-0 over the Thrashers. And we've got 5 other games going tonight around the National Hockey League. And after 2 periods of play, Boston leading Ottawa 3-2. Pittsburgh with a 4-2 lead. They're in the second, but Ketchias Mrazov in the first period, a natural hat trick to make it a 3-0 affair, and now it's 4-2 after just about 2 minutes to go in the second period. Carolina leading Philadelphia 1-0. That's in the second stanza. And a couple of other games, Los Angeles out in front of Tampa Bay, down at Tampa Bay in the second, 3-2. Later on, Edmonton plays at San Jose. Let's check that scoring summary for you now. Yzerman does the first job at 6:50, his first of the year. Shanahan on the lone assist. Larionov gets his first power play goal there at 11:56, Yzerman and Murphy. And Kozlov bats one in at 15:38, his first. Murphy and Larionov on the assist there. Well, we've been talking about contests, and we want to talk about a contest right now. We want to congratulate Connie Nadon of Farmington Hills, tonight's winner in the UPN 50 Best Buy Red Wing Jersey Contest. And Connie will receive a Sergei Fedorov jersey. By the way, fans, if you'd like to enter the UPN 50 Best Buy Red Wing Jersey Contest, send us a postcard with your name, address, and telephone number to Post Office Box 5130, Southfield, Michigan, 48037. And keep watching the Red Wings right here on UPN 50. And, of course, we'll be coming your way on Saturday night as the Red Wings will fly on down to Florida to take on those Panthers. 3-0. After 1 period of play, and right now Ken and Mickey are standing by, so don't go away. We'll take a timeout, and then we're coming right back to the Peach City.
Back live at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, where the Thrashers have gotten off to probably their worst nightmare start against the Red Wings, 3-0 in the first period. And they lost to New Jersey 4-1 in their opener several days ago. Probably Kurt Fraser said, you know what, guys, we got to try to keep this thing close. Don't open it up. However, what happened in the first period is being talked about right now in the Atlanta dressing room. Too many giveaways for the Atlanta Thrashers, and we're going to take a look at the last one. It was already 2-0 Detroit, and Gord Murphy down in his own zone. Go ahead and roll it, gang. And watch what happens here. Hold it right here. Here's Murphy. He's got all kinds of time. He could move it across. He could go up the easy way, but he decides to try to go up the middle, and look what he did. He looks right through Kozlov, puts it on his stick. They come back to the net. All of a sudden, boom, everybody out here for Atlanta has to regroup, keep her going, and watch what happens. Igor Larionov's going to park behind the net. Murphy's going to come in, let her go, and watch Kozlov. He's floating around in the middle. Comes down through the middle. Keep her going. Igor looks at Murphy back at the point. Now watch Tremblay, the defenseman here. Goes right through LaPointe. Hold it there, gang. Front of the net. Yannick Tremblay from Toronto. Boom. Does not be physical with Slava Kozlov. And the redirection is made. And it's 3-0. No chance for Norm Miracle on any of the Red Wing goals at all. I'm sure Kurt Fraser is saying, guys, we're going to be lucky to get out of here if we don't lose 6-7 or 8-0 unless we tighten it up. You got to be better in your own zone. And on the other side, Scotty Bowman's guys absolutely feeding off the mistakes of a young and inexperienced Atlanta Thrasher team. 3-0 Red Wings after 20. We'll be back with more right after this.
Red Wing fans talking it over, ignoring the Thrasher fan beside them. 3-0 Red Wings. Here's how they got to where they are now. The team's back on the ice for period number 2. Bad giveaway. Brendan Shanahan capitalized, and Steve Yzerman there to knock it in front. Then Yzerman with a perfect feed to Igor Larionov, who had earlier hit the goalpost. Then Larionov sent one back. Murphy, nice little tip by Slava Kozlov in the slot to make it 3-0, and Chris Osgood kept it that way, stopping Ray Ferraro on the breakaway as Detroit put 12 shots on their former netminder, Norm Miracle. Well, if there's not enough comedy in your life, weeknights at 7 and 7:30, get a double dose of Friends. Good for you with no unpleasant aftertaste. Only on UPN 50, your 10 o'clock news station. A look at a two-point man, Steve Yzerman, a goal and a helper. Well, how were the Thrashers built? 10 free agents, 20 picked up in the expansion draft, 2 in the entry draft, and 11 trades by Don Waddell, who will speak with Mickey Redmond during our second intermission. And again, the Red Wings dealt Alf Samuelsson to Atlanta for future considerations, and part of that probably so Atlanta wouldn't take someone else, maybe an Igor Larionov. In the expansion draft did pick Norm Miracle, whom Don Waddell had always liked anyway. Miracle in goal tonight. Damian Rhodes, the backup goaltender, picked up from Ottawa. Hasn't Patrick O'Lean been great for the Senators, and Ron Cudnut's injury early going for Ottawa. Teams playing for a side. Early first, second period, and Yzerman hit the goal post. Nearly had himself a 3-point night. Go! Chelios and Lambert begin the second period in the box.
Offside against the Raiders.
There is the number 13, Patrick Stefan, who is deceptively quick, an elusive skater with soft hands, terrific hockey sense. Seems to be the biggest thing for him. Turned 19 during training camp. And as mentioned, Atlanta picked him first overall in the entry draft. They moved up in the draft, acquired the number 1 pick from Vancouver for second overall, in which the Canucks took the first of 2 of the Sedin twins, who are back in Sweden for this year. But Don Waddell really liked Stefan. They had said he had a number of concussions. Waddell said maybe it was one. The other one was a neck injury. It had nothing to do with a concussion, and looking for great things for him down the road and putting no pressure on him early going. Here comes Brown across the line. Fedorov in to get it. Back behind the net. 35 seconds left in the respective penalties. Here's Brown. Plays it back into his own zone. Dandino taking it from Duchesne. Fedorov circling and on to his tape. Fedorov, long shot, has Miracle stretching and made the save. Ferraro. He played it ahead. In across the line comes Yannick Tremblay. His pass was behind Mike Stapleton. Shanahan taking it away to Yzerman. Tried that feed for Shanahan, intercepted. The Thrashers back the other way, but Shannon's pass was too far for Ferraro. Stapleton in to get it. Kicked it into the corner. Teams back at 5-a-side. Shanahan on his backhand, flipped it through center. Here's a break. Denny Lambert in a foot race. Indeed, Osgood makes the save. He'll was at a bad angle. Earlier this period, Mickey, Steve Yzerman nearly had himself another goal.
Well, he's had the puck all night long, at least if the first period is any indication, and he, again, through traffic, almost gets his second, as you mentioned. Yzerman had 5 shots, I believe, 5 shots on goal the other night against Dallas, and couldn't get anything to go, as Eddie Balfour had a great night for the Stars in a 3-2 Dallas win Tuesday night back in Detroit. And Yzerman approaching several milestones. He moved into 10th place in the league all-time scoring, passing Brian Trottier, his idol.
Before long, he'll be at 1,500 points, and he'd be just the 6th player in the NHL to get there. Dandino dumped behind the net. Puck came free out front. Nelson Emerson had a whack at it. Kozlov, nice move. Then poked it past Shannon. Miracle. Bookberger, the captain, played it behind the net for Gord Murphy. Up the boards, Dandino hung in there to intercept. Kozlov, LaPointe, and Larionov will move up on the forecheck. Kozlov got a bit of a knee there from Shannon. Fired around by Bookberger. Stefan, his pass, a good one to Bookberger. Waited too long. Ward lost his stick, and it'll be cleared out. Well, Bookberger has the first goal in Thrashers history and still the only goal. The game and a period in. Stefan, the rookie we mentioned, picked up an assist on that Bookberger goal in his first NHL game.
McCarty's made a couple of pinpoint passes in this hockey game right on the tape. That'll be called offside, but the last one there, right across the ice, right on the stick of Ward. He had one in the first period too. Pretty fine-tuned for a guy that hasn't been playing.
Well, the Windsor Spitfires will take credit for that.
Yes, they will.
He practiced with them while he was out.
As anybody knows who played this game, boy, practice is one thing, but you can't get in game shape just practicing. Bill McCarty is a veteran guy. He's pretty smart. He knows what kind of situations he can and cannot get himself into coming out of the box like this.
Offering his assistance to Mark Perret as they do some repairs to the ice here in Atlanta, which gives me an opportunity to ask you about these hernia problems. I mean, it's around the league, and Kirk Maltby's could be the same situation they found with Brent Gilchrist to start the year. So if he needs surgery, get it over and done with. But why now, Mick, when the upper bodies are so strong, the legs are so strong? Is it that they're not working enough in that abdominal area, or is it the new equipment so strong they catch their skate in a rut?
I think a lot of it has to do with the former, and that's the upper and the lower are so darn strong that they're not doing enough to protect the middle. That area is just vulnerable. It's given out a lot of guys, and it's serious.
Here's Garpenloff. Drops it back. Barbatek. And that didn't work. Garpenloff behind the goal. Run into there. Barbatek. Garpenloff's shot was blocked. Barbatek with Stapleton. A little cycling in there. A little give and go down low. That shot blocked off the stick of Peter Buzek, number 2. Run into it center with Shanahan. And the equipment's so strong today, Mick. If you catch it in the rut, it's not like in the old days where the skates had some give to them.
No, that's right. They don't have give to them. I don't know how. I don't know. Old guys probably couldn't skate with this new equipment. They have an awful hard time. They don't give, and you can get that ankle bent a little bit. Can't skate.
Something's got to give.
Yeah. Totally different, that's for sure.
Knocked up high into the seats.
Now, earlier you mentioned Kozlov. See, the hip came out there and by Shannon. Kozlov wasn't expecting it. He may be lucky he didn't get an interference call away from the play. McCarty grabbed the stick. He got away with that one as he lost an edge and blew a tire.
Well, Darren McCarty, one of the leaders in that dressing room, and they really missed him, and there were hoots and hollers as he arrived here today and signed his contract an hour before game time, because the Red Wings had to get it into Central Registry, and Kirk Maltby going on to injury reserve with a 23-man roster. Here's Fedorov, his shot in, and Miracle will grab hold of that.
I was going to say, what did they do before faxes? You know, and I said, well, maybe when there were no faxes, there were no contract problems. They didn't have to worry about stuff like that.
That could be.
You know?
That could be. Well, Jim Nill came down later today. He brought Darren McCarty's jersey from Detroit.
Yeah. Oh, it's a different world, that's for sure. What did Waddell say to us earlier today? Something about a sauna. They're putting a sauna in here or something.
They have a sauna. He's the sauna king. Don Waddell has had a sauna put in their room, and he used it for the first time today. It's been there for a few months.
Said it's the only place that the cell phone doesn't work.
Right. It's a good, peaceful area.
Penalty coming up, and that might have gone in the net if Osgood hadn't have come back. Red Wings should just dump it in, and they will. And Atlanta Miracle will touch, and the whistle will go. But he said, yeah, that's the only place. My secretary can't go in, and the cell phone doesn't work. But Don Waddell has a lot more responsibility here than just general manager of the hockey club. He's running the whole kettle of fish.
That man, Kurt Fraser, was Don Waddell's coach in the IHL. And again, you'll speak with Don during the intermission.
Who's the actor that he looks like? You know? Because I don't know, but I know he looks like somebody I've seen in the movies. Yeah.
Here's Ferraro in the box.
Ray Ferraro again. Uncharacteristic of Ray Ferraro to be in the box twice in one game. He's got a hold of Sergei Fedorov right off the face-off in front right there. And he'll go for holding or interference right off the draw.
So Red Wings go to another power play.
Penalty to the Thrashers. Ferraro, 2 minutes for holding the sticks at 5:12 of the second period.
Intercepted and knocked out to center. Here's Murphy. Behind the net, Miracle had it intercepted. Yzerman on it. Yzerman to the point. Kozlov to Yzerman. Shanahan looks across for Larionov just as Yzerman had earlier. Larionov let it go. Shanahan in to get it. Yzerman to Murphy. High off the glass at Yzerman ducking.
Murph, I'm only 15 feet from you. You rifled it.
Here's Murphy. Now he'll shoot. It's blocked. And sent out to center. Our Bell Tire power play partner, Elizabeth Goff of Hazel Park. Here's Holmstrom. Back to Duchesne. Sent wide of Osgood. Fedorov played it back to Lidstrom. Half a minute to go in this Bell Tire power play. Here's Holmstrom knocked down Chelios. Lidstrom. Here's Duchesne. Lidstrom across Chelios. Lidstrom just shot it wide. So 3 defensemen on this Red Wing power play. Interesting move. Chelios.
They practiced
Lidstrom and Duchesne.
yesterday. They practiced this here in Atlanta. Thought we might see it in this game sometime.
Here comes Duchesne. Atlanta back at full strength. Ferraro out of the box. In on goal. And he shot it wide.
Wow. Twice for Ferraro. He's got to be shaking his head.
Well, they want 25 goals from him, and they won't get it if he doesn't capitalize on those chances.
Oh, good.
Here's Fartmatat. The man from Sweden was pushed into the boards by Fedorov. Here's Dandino moving up. Dandino blocked it again at the half boards. Halfway between the blue line and the end zone. And it comes out to center. Butsayev, number 22, playing it back for Aaron Ward. Off the skate at Draper, and a nice little tip pass to Dandino to Roost. Roost into the high slot. Draper there to block the outlet by Tremblay. Draper in front. Ward saved by Miracle. Good spirited play from Draper, and they mix it up in there. Butsayev, who can stay in there. He's a gritty player. Won't take any guff from anybody. But they'll get between there. Tamer and Ward, two former Wolverines, grab hold of one another.
Tamer's a tough kid. He played with Pittsburgh. Red Wings dominating. There's the steal by Ferraro. Osgood can't do anything wrong so far this year. It remains 3-0 Red Wings. Back in a moment.
Well, as you watch Ray Ferraro, he's only 5'9", and he was told as a kid years ago that he was too small. And one thing Ray Ferraro wants to do is try to prove him wrong, and he's done that through 16 fine seasons. Acquired as an unrestricted free agent, formerly with LA, but boy, oh boy, the Thrashers need goals desperately, and he's a guy they look to, but he just can't buy one tonight.
Got two great chances, and Osgood didn't have to stop that one. He did the first, but Ray knows. I mean, boy, chances like that are few and far between at the NHL level. Played long enough to know that. He'd be mad at himself for not converting on at least one of those two, maybe not both of them.
Eiserman sends it in. Gord Murphy whacked at it. Here's a break. Buchberger's in the clear. Kozlov catching up to him. Buchberger shooting, and Osgood stopped it, and the net is off. And there was no penalty call, and look at Buchberger complaining about it. He can't believe it.
Doesn't watch him. He's going to get a penalty for showing up the referee. Kozlov put an early hook on him, and that threw Buchberger off stride. And he couldn't really recover from there. He comes around the outside. Boom. There was the hook by Kozlov, and then he left him alone. Smart play by Kozlov, and that's why Buchberger, who's not gifted with the best legs in the world anyway. He got a pretty good scoring chance, but Kozlov got away with a pretty good hook right off the get-go, and when that wasn't called, there was nothing else that could be called.
Well, there is a Red Wing power play as Staios is in the box for roughing at 8-11. Not sure where that came
I never
from.
saw that call.
Well, anyway.
Must have been the timekeeper made that call.
He's in there, and something tells me that when there's 5 red jerseys and only 4 white, there's a power play. It's a Bell Tire power play for Priscilla Rucha of Warren. Chelios got hammered hard by Peter Buzek, the former Dallas
out here.
Another break. This time all alone Emerson. Big stop by Osgood.
Oh, Ozzy's hot.
Oh, Osgood sharp tonight. Stepan, the shot, and Osgood flexing at the right cutout to stop that. 3 chances short-handed for the Thrashers.
Now, when they don't score on those kind, the writing's on the wall, kids. Tell ya.
Here's Eiserman. Into the high slot. Past the cross goal post. And Miracle will hang on as Chelios hit the post. Another time with 3 defensemen out there for Scotty Bowman. Duchesne, Chelios, and Lidstrom, along with Fedorov and Eiserman. The first power play unit is now they make a change.
Well, here's the last one. So, I mean, the 2 guys that we talked about on the top of the show, Emerson and Ray Ferraro, have had golden opportunities in this game and just can't find a way to score. Chelios cranks it off the goalpost at a bad angle, mind you, but there was a bit of a giveaway by the Red Wings and an easy shot there for Osgood to handle, but my goodness.
Here's a break in front of the point.
Oh, what a save
Miracle with a big save on Marty Lapointe.
He got that one right in the goal line with that big dropper. Ooh, boy. Lapointe came out from behind the net. 2 Thrashers take 1 Red Wing. Lapointe gets his own rebound, and Miracle grabbed it right over top of the goal line. Ooh, boy.
Now, Norm Miracle was really criticized for coming to camp in such poor shape, but really he wasn't in great shape in Detroit either. He said, you know what? All these exercises, jumping up and down, I'm not a basketball player. I don't have to jump up and down. I'm a goalie. As long as my reflexes are there, and he was not worried about the casting a big shadow, as you would say. Here's Tremblay, fired around. As the penalty is about to expire, to Staios is out of the box. There's a shot, and Miracle will stop that one off the stick of Kozlov. So 9:34 to go in the second. The Red Wings with 3 in the first. Lead it by 3. Bell Tire announces the grand opening of our newest location in Shelby Township. Come celebrate the savings at all stores at Bell Tire. We have a Bell Tire power play winner tonight. On the Larionov goal in the first. Here's Duchesne, point shot. Miracle stopped that. Fedorov, Holmstrom, and Brown, the forward unit. Staios pushed that puck ahead. Andrew Burnett up there along with Steve Staios and Ferraro, who knocked it down outside the line and brought it back in offside. Mentioned, Mick, the guys with the great chances. Ray Ferraro, who said 20 or more goals 10 times. Nelson Emerson has scored 20-plus goals 5 times. And either the shooting wide or Osgood's making great saves. Not a lot of scoring on this team, so that'll be the downfall of the Thrashers, but they have to take some chances and try to capitalize on them, because you don't want to just play defense. You want to get your fans excited too.
That's right. Well, I mean, they didn't help themselves in the first period. They were very poor defensively, and you can't afford to play like that. I mean, you got to be solid defensively, but you don't want your game to be dominated with defense at the expense of your offense.
Good play there to Staios. Here's Fedorov. Brown across the line, and that'll be called offside. And they mix it up.
Staios started that. He's a chippy son of a gun. They came out of Vancouver. We're going to get a penalty, and maybe 2. Staios and Steve Duchesne. And he hit Duchesne after the whistle. Duchesne didn't like that. Gave him a little chop with the stick, and he still don't want to separate. So this is after the whistle. There was a chop that he took, and then Murphy came in. A few other of the boys congregated. So there will be penalties. Duchesne and Steve Staios. Throw his weight around last year in Vancouver.
And you know what? Staios is one of those guys where the Thrashers are only hoping that Staios can be as good as a guy like Scott Walker. Showed up in Nashville last year, didn't get an opportunity to play in Vancouver, and while in Nashville, Scott Walker outscored the likes of Messier and McGillney.
Yeah. Because
that's what expansion is, an opportunity. So Staios obviously not in the penalty box. He's over at the bench. So just the 1 penalty then. Just Duchesne. He gets a slashing penalty, 2 minutes. So the Thrashers are on a power play. Red Wings are shorthanded. Thrashers, in just their second game, do not have a power play goal in their very brief history. Almost collided there at the line as Yzerman takes it away. He'll flip it back into Thrasher territory. Shanahan trying to fight off the interference from Peter Buzek, who was knocked down to the ice by Shanahan, who said, "Oh, you were diving." Good pass ahead to Buchberger, and that won't be called. There's a shot, and the rebound just knocked wide of Osgood. Atlanta power play. Buzek, player from Czech Republic, number 2. Around it goes to Patrick Stefan. Stefan back to Buzek. His shot deflected and knocked out by Lidstrom. Buzek, a former pick of Dallas back in '95, sets up behind his goal. Tremblay back for Buzek. He'll step across center and shoot it in. Osgood. He'll leave it there for Aaron Ward, and he'll ricochet it down the ice.
A little time shoot in when they're in the middle of a line change.
Here's Ferraro. To Stapleton. Oh, what a save!
Yes, sir.
Wow, Osgood! Stoning Ferraro again. What a pass. Stapleton to Ferraro. And Osgood came up with a big stop.
Jesus.
Brown sends it down the ice.
And he's doing it with so much calm.
Stapleton inside the line. He Thrashers do have some speed. Their transition game's not bad. Moving it up ice. Here's Murphy. His shot blocked. Back to the line. Shannon. Screen in front. Ferraro missed the tip. Ferraro the shot. Osgood the save. As the Red Wings are back. That even strength Duchesne out of the box. Murphy trailing to Fedorov. His shot missed. Lidstrom moving up. Nice little drop pass. Kozlov looks rink wide over the stick of LaPointe. In behind the goal. Stapleton will pick it up for Atlanta. Thrashers changing on the fly. Ward notices that quickly. LaPointe tipped ahead to Larionov. Wasn't moving in the right direction. Now Ward is. Left wing side. Ward out of the way of Angus, the referee. LaPointe knocks down his check. Buzak. Here's Dandenov. Into Larionov. Looks into the slot. Picked off before it could go to Kozlov by Kevin Dean, the former Devil. Kozlov cross crease. Side of the net off LaPointe and wide. Larionov will try. To the corner. Kevin Dean and LaPointe meet in there. Dean a dangerous play, but it worked. Buzak cleared it out to center. Here comes Garpenlock. Pass back. Lambert. Oh, Osgood!
Oh, baby.
That left hand in rapier-like fashion, stopping Denny Lambert.
Oh, Osgood is as solid as a rock. And there was the best one for Osgood. On a redirect, a three-way play for Atlanta. And Osgood remains. Perfect.
Well, Ray Ferraro has missed some great opportunities. His team trailing it. 3-0 here. Just over 5 minutes to go in period 2. Shanahan in. Shanahan backhand save miracle. Here's McCarty on the rebound. McCarty to Shanahan. Well, as McCarty told Ray Lane during our first intermission how nice it is to step into the lineup, look into the middle and see 19, into the other side to see 14, Brendan Shanahan playing on the big line. Well, it was a once-in-a-lifetime event closing at Tiger Stadium. Hundreds of calls and emails. Are we going to rebroadcast this thing, you all ask? Yes, we will. One more time, Sunday night at 8 on UPN 50. Compelling tribute to a place that will live in the hearts of sports fans all over Michigan. If you missed it the first time, don't miss it the second. Sunday night at 8 on UPN 50. Face off to the right. Abnor Miracle. Eisenman on the draw. Shanahan right off the face-off. 3 for $1. And the shot just missed.
Used to be a quarter. That's another inflation. Gee, 3 for $0.25. You got it a buck already.
Right.
Holy mackerel.
And it's not a Canadian buck either.
3 darts for $2. Guaranteed winner. Great prize waiting for you. Break the balloons, baby.
I did that this summer.
Spend $2 to get a 7-cent bear.
Official beer sponsor of the NHL.
This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Detroit Red Wings and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Red Wings and UPN 50.
Want to send out a special happy birthday today, the 40th, for Daryl, the Bug Man, the Bug and the Beer Man, Steelinger. Let's go, Lewis. Bug and Beer Man. Figure that one out. The two aren't related.
Born in '59.
Happy birthday, Daryl.
Rolls through to Miracle. He'll hang on to that. Thomas Holmstrom, you can see him every play. Huh? He went to the crease last year, but now taking that extra time in there.
Yeah.
The thing is, with the new rule, you do have to keep in motion in that crease. You just can't plant yourself in there, or you're going to run into trouble, and the goaltender will move in such a way that you're going to wind up with an interference penalty, maybe the goal being disallowed. Holmstrom married in the off-season in Sweden. Shannon, his outlet hit a skate of Fedorov. Lidstrom will back it up. To Murphy. To Lidstrom. Turning is Fedorov. To Larry Murphy. Crisply, the Red Wings moving it in. Brown in to get it. Chopped it through to Holmstrom. Taken to the end boards by Daryl Shannon. There's Fedorov to dig that puck free. Fedorov to Brown. His shot deflected. Hit Murphy on the way in. Stefan on Fedorov, who got shoved into the boards accidentally by Holmstrom. Holmstrom will hit anything in his path. Back to Fedorov. Brown to the front of the net. Oh, and Miracle will hang on to that. But Brown knew where to go, didn't he?
Sure did. Right there, the Thrashers were having all kinds of problems man-to-man with Holmstrom, Brown, and Fedorov. They just weren't able to contain them. They're keeping them to the outside for a while, but then Brown goes to net, he jumps, and they don't cover him well enough. He got a great scoring chance, and Miracle again covers up. So Atlanta having some problems in their own zone here against certain Red Wing forwards tonight. They're giving up some great chances.
First regular season game for Norm Miracle. Damian Rhodes started the first in the 4-1 loss to New Jersey here 5 days ago.
They expect Rhodes to get most of the same playing time, don't they?
Back to the line, and there's the shot from Aaron Ward. Stopped by Miracle. I didn't know until speaking with some of the players that Aaron Ward indeed does have perhaps the hardest shot on this hockey team. Osgood will tell you how heavy it is when he's got the room to get it away.
When he's got the room. So, the objective for Aaron is to find a way to get it away quicker. Whether it be wrist shot, snap shot, but a lot of times you don't have the time for that big wind-up on the slap shot.
Ward there to keep it in on his backhand momentarily. Here comes Ferraro. Got it through to Andrew Brunette. Hit the side. Roost. Got it out to center. Roost out there with Draper and Yuri Butsayev. His older brother was picked up by Tampa Bay. Waivers from Ottawa. Moved into Dandino. Dandino in deep. Put on the brakes. Turned it back to the point. Butsayev shooting. Hit the goal post.
Wow.
The third one the Red Wings have hit tonight. Or actually the fourth one. Larionov, Chelios, here's a giveaway. Chelios, he'll shoot. Miracle out to stop that. So 4 Red Wing posts. Or else it could be 7-0. And Osgood with some great stops has kept Atlanta off the board. Back to the line. Duchesne. Rebound. LaPointe. Another 3 whacks and Miracle there to stop him again. LaPointe figures he should have had one tonight already.
Duchesne had all kinds of time. Atlanta just spread out and backed in, and he was able to walk in and walk in and walk in, and Miracle makes a deflection save there, and LaPointe really can't get to the rebound to get anything on it. There was Butsayev with the shot that hit the goalpost, deflected, it came out and hit Miracle on the left foot and just missed the right side goalpost. So
Eisenman, Shanahan, McCarty. Yannick Tremblay. Backhanded down the ice. This will be icing. Murphy will get there with exactly 2 minutes to go in period 2. Red Wings with their 3 goals in the first. There is Larry Murphy, who tonight, by the by, with 2 assists. Larry Murphy now has passed Mario Lemieux for 12th all-time in points. Or assists, rather. .883. Back in Red Wing zone, Murphy with it. Chris Chelios still looking for point number 800 of his career. Came close earlier, hitting a goal post. Maybe he'll get that before the night is done. Murphy with 883 career assists, passing Mario Lemieux. Pretty good. There's a shot by Brown. It was stopped by Merrick. To Yzerman. He'll wire one. And that's deflected and up into the seats.
Boy,
Way up.
Yzerman almost got cranked in front, boy. That was close. There was a kind of a jam up in the middle as Shanahan made the fake, and he kind of handed off to Yzerman right at the hash marks, and then he got knocked down before he could really do anything with it. It gets dangerous in there, boy, when you're standing still. We're looking up at the big clock. Different kind of a clock here, too, eh? Real, it's like a great big screen.
Penalty time is elsewhere in the building.
Yeah.
Stefan tied up by Chelios. Brown is on Buchberger. It'll come free to an open wing. Shannon moving up. His shot deflected. Oh, and just out of the reach of Stefan, who nearly had his first NHL goal. Had that been a little closer. Here's Buchberger. Murphy knocked it into the corner. It's Gord Murphy for Atlanta, staying on Holmstrom. They tie it up. Buchberger finally back to the point for Murphy. His shot, Osgood stopped it. The rebound out of the air and sent wide by Emerson. And shot by Buchberger fired wide. 17 seconds to go in the period. Patrick Stefan. First overall draft pick of 99, backhanded one in. Here's a break. Brown up the middle and just out of his reach. 5 seconds to go in the period. So the Red Wings, who scored 3 in the first, Osgood did what he had to do. Boy, oh boy, was he great. Here in the second period, as Osgood stopped all 12 Thrasher shots. They've been outshot 30-20 through 2 periods of play. Osgood there was great on Ray Ferraro. And that one Ferraro missed. And this one for Emerson. Stapleton in front to Ferraro. Try again, Lambert. Osgood out to challenge, and yes, he's still perfect this season. Blank Buffalo with 22 saves in game 1, and here in his second start has stopped all 20 Thrasher shots. So the Red Wings with 3 in the first from Yzerman. Larionov and Kozlov lead by that score after 40 minutes. And Steve Duchesne will be Ray Lane's intermission guest when we come back to the Phillips Center in Atlanta, Georgia on UPN 50.
Intermission Update, brought to you by Wendy's, the official hamburger of the National Hockey League.
After 2 periods of play, 3-0 the Red Wings. Steve Duchesne, one of the new guys on this team, but certainly not new to the National Hockey League. About a dozen years. All rookie team. When was that? Back in '87? Doesn't seem like that long ago.
That long ago? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not that old, am I?
No. Just a dozen seasons. Tell me about how you are fitting into the Red Wing plans here and how Scott are using you.
Well, I mean, I definitely like it. I like the offense, and I try to do a good job defensively with Chris Chelios out there. And then when I have a chance to go up in the play, those guys are so good, so talented. They'll find me and they give me the puck. So it's exciting. You can tell they've won the cup, and it's a pretty close family.
When you have seen other teams and played on other teams, is there something here, though, as you talk about the experience and where they've been? But do you get that feeling, too? I mean, do you all of a sudden say, geez, I'm part of this organization?
Well, definitely. And it's exciting. I guess they could just sit back and say, well, we've won the cup, and why try again? But they know the feeling, and I want to feel it, too. And it's exciting. It's very intense all the time, and you can tell the guys are hungry, and I'm excited. I'm part of this team.
Give me a little review of the second period, especially of Osgood in the net. Came up with some key saves.
Yeah, he definitely...
I'm sure you went on the ice there, otherwise he wouldn't have made them, right?
Well, he did, actually, and, you know, he got a few breakaways, and, you know, when we try to open the play a little bit, that's what happened. And, you know, they're a team that works really hard, and they capitalize on your mistakes, and they did. But Ozzy was big again, and it's good. We're going to have to help him out in the third.
Steve, nice to have you in a Red Wing uniform, and good luck to you. Stay healthy this season.
Thank you very much.
And these scores around the league right now, Boston and Ottawa 3-3. Just about coming down to the end of that third period. New Jersey trailing Pittsburgh 6-4. High-scoring game there late in the third. Carolina with a 2-0 lead over Philadelphia in the third stanza. L.A. out in front of Tampa Bay 4-2. They're in the third there. And later on, Edmonton at San Jose. Second period scoring summary for you. Very simply, no scoring. 3-0. All three goals coming for the Red Wings in the first period. And a reminder now, don't forget to join us here on UPN 50 come Saturday night, as the Red Wings will be down in Florida to take on those Panthers. By the way, we've got a contest winner, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Now, this time out.
Back live at Phillips Arena, and visiting with us now, Executive Vice President and General Manager Don Waddell, of course, from the Red Wings. Pretty happy. First period, not a good one for your guys, but probably you expected coming in you were going to have some nights like this with an expansion team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think our guys were real nervous about playing the Detroit team. They're such a good hockey club. At least we bounced back in the second period and played a pretty good period.
Donnie, how are you handling more than just the GM duties of the hockey club?
Yeah, no, we got a lot going on here. You know, we're trying to sell a new sport back in Atlanta, which has gone real well. You know, we have 13,000 season tickets. So things so far have gone very well, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
And having been involved with the Red Wings from an executive level, what parts of that did you call on to what you're doing now?
Well, no doubt, the biggest thing I walked away from there is how hard it is to win every night, and how you have to compete every night, and you have to have leadership on your hockey club. And when this club is led by Steve Yzerman, I don't know if there's anybody better. So we went out initially and got Kelly Buchberger. He's a guy that we're going to lean on and hopefully work around this year around.
Donnie, good to see you where you're at. We got to get to Telestrator and then do some business. Thanks for visiting, and all the best this year.
Thank you, Mickey.
Don Waddell, general manager of the Atlanta Thrashers, as we go to look at his hockey club in the second period. A great scoring chance. Ray Ferraro, we're going to look at it on a close-up, dumps it off, goes to the front of the net, and a give and go, and watch Osgood here. Very calmly comes across, makes the stop, and here's the high-end look at it. Watch Ferraro come up the middle. Red Wings have four guys, three across here in the left wing lock situation. Here comes Ferraro, boom, and watch what happens. Hold it there, gang. He freezes Aaron Ward here, goes around the outside, and the give and go down the middle. Ferraro drives to the net, as he's done so well over his long career in the NHL, and look at Osgood. Reads the play, slides across, makes the save, and keeps the score. Perfect for the Red Wings, as he's been perfect throughout 5 periods of hockey so far this year. We'll be back. 3-0 Detroit, third period action coming up in a moment.
Just off the opening faceoff, Aaron Ward let his shot go. The Red Wings brought it down ice, and Butsaya was up there sticking his nose in, as he wants to do, and Miracle made the save. So we'll have a faceoff coming up in the Thrasher zone. Norm Miracle has now faced 31 Red Wing shots. 4 goalposts have helped him out. 3 goals beat him in the first. Yzerman from Shanahan, Larionov from Yzerman and Murphy on the power play. Kozlov from Larionov and Murphy. Off the draw. Out through center, Ferraro, who's been stoned a couple of times, got it through to Yannick Tremblay. Can't get past Lidstrom. In behind the net. Yzerman tried to clear. That's number 15, Andrew Brunette. When he made a big splash coming up with the Capitals in his first season, scoring at a rapid pace. Lidstrom poked it through. Up with Shanahan, a bouncing puck. Lidstrom played it. Yzerman! Where is it? Miracle can't find it. He hit the side of the net, rolled into Miracle's pads, and then Blaine Angus, the referee, lost sight of the puck. So a face-off coming up in the Thrasher zone. As the Red Wings came close again. Yzerman has been in the middle of just about everything here tonight.
Well, Don Waddell, as he said to me, Kenny, in the intermission, he knows he's going to have periods in games like going on so far, and I had a couple of people in the press box as I was walking up and down say, is there any chance you guys could leave Osgood with us when you leave town tonight to go to Florida?
You mean too bad they didn't have a chance to take Osgood and then to take Miracle.
Well, I don't think that chance was going to be there, that's
No.
for sure. And
Certainly not.
for obvious reasons. But Miracle's just learning his trade, too. He's a good young one.
Boy, fans wanted a penalty there, but
Probably should have had one.
yes. Wasn't called by Angus. Daryl Shannon moving up, met there by Steve Duchesne. Larry on off. Chelios right out of the air, punted one back into the Thrasher zone. Gord Murphy played it across for Daryl Shannon. This will be icing as Duchesne is there to touch. Let's check in now with the Razor, Ray Lane. Ray?
Hey guys, we want to congratulate Jerry Krawczyk of Romeo, last week's winner of the UPN 50 Best Buy Red Wing jersey contest. Jerry will receive an Aaron Ward jersey. And by the way, fans, if you'd like to enter the UPN 50 Best Buy Red Wing jersey contest, send us a postcard with your name, address, and telephone number to P.O. Box 5130, Southfield, Michigan 48037. And keep watching the Red Wings right here on UPN 50. Back upstairs, guys.
Thank you, Ray. Aaron Ward and Matthew Dandeneau man the defense spot. Fedorov, Holmstrom getting over Dandeneau. Here's Ward. Lets the shot go, miss the net. Fedorov in front for Holmstrom. Fedorov another try. Holmstrom on it again in front, and Brown just failed to collect. Here comes number 14, Mike Stapleton. Long shot. Osgood. He handled that one easily.
Well, the Atlanta Flames were a long time ago. Mr. Tim Ecclestone, former Red Wing, welcome to UPN 50. How you doing?
A lot of years, Mickey.
A lot of years.
We put about
St.
3 or
Louis,
4 in together.
Detroit, Toronto, and a little bit of Atlanta.
I'm looking down here. My first coach was Scotty Bowman, 1967.
Imagine that.
Here he is. How many cups was that for Scotty? He was
in the finals,
yeah.
Montreal, St. Louis in 67 and 68. Remember that?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
Yeah.
you've stayed in Atlanta all these years and run an establishment here along Willie Plett. I saw out in the concourse as well.
Right off the draw, stopped by
There's a few of us still
Osgood.
here. Willie, Eric, and I. There you go.
Bring you on and bingo.
Well, he finally got one.
And they pick up the puck for Buzek. Gets the goal on the shot through. And Atlanta on the board with their second National Hockey League goal. The former product of the Dallas Stars, Peter Buzek, finally beats the Wizard of Oz, the first goal he's allowed this season.
I was going to say, he had a pretty good run through 5 periods, and right off the face-off, the rebound comes out. And a blast beats him from about 40 feet. A couple of Red Wings were down and out of position, scrambling. When that gets on, Dandeneau gets to it. But right there are the Thrashers, and boy, that one was teed up and ready to go. 3-1.
That goal coming 2.5 minutes in to the third period. Peter Buzek getting it back to Tremblay. And Butsayev sent it ahead. So the Thrashers within a couple now. And how big do those saves by Chris Osgood earlier in the game look now?
Okay.
Not to mention the 4 Red Wing goalposts, but we will. Here's Roostin across the line. Steve Stales the other way. Stales sent one through. That was out of the reach of Prohaska. So Brookberger picked up an assist on that. As Osgood stops it, he has points on both Thrasher goals in their history. Scored one and set up the other one.
Tim? Well, they'll get this separated without penalties, it looks like, but the Atlanta Flames came into Atlanta quite a while ago, Tim Ecclestone. We're going to look at some old footage. And, of course, Mr. Billy Clement, who is here tonight with ESPN.
Billy C.
Scoring a goal.
There he goes.
What's look at a little bit of different look today than the hair and the sideburns and the mustaches, eh? What's you were here back in those days, Tim, and there's obviously a lot of big difference. A beautiful building you guys have got.
Oh,
here.
they did a wonderful job here. Ted Turner behind this whole project, and you guys get around more than I do, but this got to be one of the best facilities in the NHL right now.
And you're involved with a bit of alumni group here as well?
Yeah, we've got a group of 10 people, Mickey, that are still around here. Eric Dale, Willie, and I stay in touch with each other a lot, and Kirk Bennett and the rest of them. So, yeah, it's fun, and Don Waddell's done a wonderful job putting the team together, and we're looking forward to this thing, and just having hockey back is wonderful.
And, of course, the restaurant called Timothy John's, TJ's?
Now, the old one, TJ's Sports Bar and Grill. So,
there you go.
Anybody going through town, any hockey fan, come watch a game and have one on me.
Miracle stands up on that one. Duchesne is shaken up a little bit as that play came into the Thrashers zone, and he's slow to get up on the near boards. I think he's going to be okay. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him, but John Warden's out to take a look at him. And he'll probably have to go off. Looks like he's holding maybe a wrist, Kenny.
So Steve Duchesne in some obvious pain. And scoring play, by the way, Buzek from Bookberger and Emerson at 2:23. Will Duchesne stay on the Red Wing bench?
Let's try to take a look at what happened here in a wide angle to see. He got a slash. There's Duchesne right back in the back, and he got slashed right there. He got hacked. And that's what did it, over the wrist. Wearing those short gloves in your day, Tim Ecclestone. Short gloves didn't belong. It's a good thing.
Oh, I never took mine off either, Mac. I didn't like to do that now.
And neither did he.
That was not good.
You played with him.
Only if you had to, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No fun going to the bin, that's for sure.
You play with Mickey, you'd be riding shotgun for him.
Oh, boy.
Rink wide, intercepted by Dandenong. Not too hot for you down here in Atlanta, is it? Summertime is pretty hot time.
You don't have to shovel the rain.
Yeah, well, that's true. Penalty coming up here as the Red Wings are going to go to a power play.
No, they don't like it because their team thought they should have had a power play before that. As you take a look at it again to the left of Miracle, it's Gord Murphy, I believe, who upsets McCarty. Yeah. So
Murphy in the box for tripping. Kurt Fraser not happy about that.
Well, Tim, we'll let you get to visit with some of your old buddies up here. You're going to stay involved, I guess, with the alumni and what have you.
Yeah, we're going to do our best, Mick. But talking about taking the gloves off, I came down here when the wrestling was like, you thought it was fake, you know? and they thought hockey fights were fake, too.
That's right.
And I told a lot of those guys catch me in the bar for beer afterwards, those are fake. I said, let me tell you something, buddy. If they were fake, I'd give a lot more of them.
Jimmy, good to see you.
Anyway, good to see you.
Hello to the family, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you very much. Anytime.
Tim Ecclestone, former Red Wing, Blue, Maple Leaf, Plain. 11 years in the NHL. Tim Ecclestone joining us up here in the broadcast booth tonight. We're on a Bell Tire power play now for the Red Wings. Matthew Hensley of Madison Heights is our Bell Tire power play participant. We have one winner this evening, Jennifer Clement of Westland, thanks to the Igor Larionov goal. It's 3-1. Red Wings would like to put this one out of reach with one here. Shanahan turns back in his own zone. Shanahan, Eiserman, Larionov, Lidstrom, and Murphy. Larionov to Murphy, wide open. The shot, and Miracle stopped it. Murphy again. Knocked down and just tossed out the center by number 28, Kevin Dean. Given up by Lidstrom. Open in front is Stefan. Puck never came to him. Here go the Red Wings. Larionov with Eiserman trailing Shanahan. Larionov being hooked. Good job by his number 8 counterpart, Shannon. Here's Eiserman behind the net. Looks to Duchesne. Yes. Scores! Well, I think he's healthy. It's 4-1, a power play goal.
Slashed me on the wrist again. Boy, did you let that one go. Didn't handle the puck. Steve Yzerman's on fire tonight. That's his 3rd point.
2 Bell Tire power play winners tonight. Matthew Hensley of Madison Heights has just won $125 in gift certificates.
Well, Steve Duchesne wastes no time. He moves in from the blue line. Yzerman eyes up the situation, decides what's my best option. Miracle's down. Duchesne gets it up. And just like that, it's 4-1. Red Wings get that one back to get it up. Oh, my goodness, right under the bar. Did he ever get it up?
Steve Duchesne with 2 goals in 2 games now. And they've both been on good shots.
Autry puts this one on the far side. Comes in. Right up underneath the bar. As Miracle is down, there's no chance when you're down like that. Short side, rather, not far side. That's the way to roof it, and it's 4-1 Detroit. This game well in hand.
Yzerman and Chelios picking up the assists on the goal by Steve Duchesne. So Yzerman with a goal and 2 assists tonight. Murphy with 2 assists. Larionov with a goal and an assist, the multiple point getters. And for Chris Chelios, who picked up the assist, that is his 800th career point for Chris Chelios. Congratulations, Chris, on a milestone.
When you've got veterans like Chelios and Yzerman and Murphy and these guys around, you know they're going to be milestones not far behind. And a lot of them are going to probably set a bunch of them this year. Congratulations to Chris.
Yes, Murphy passing Mario Lemieux tonight into 12th place all-time with 882 assists since then as his 883rd. Steve Yzerman getting closer and closer to 1,500 career points. Back it is for Holmstrom. Brown, his shot wide of the net. Here's to Duchesne, deflected in front. Holmstrom there. Tried to go back door. Comes to Brown. Fedorov scores! Wide open! While Brown, Fedorov, and Holmstrom did some nice work. Sergei Fedorov dents the twine. It's 5-1.
Again, the man-to-man coverage is a problem for Atlanta. Well, the Red Wings get a break here because the puck followed Thomas Holmstrom behind the net. And then everybody ignores number 91 in front. And don't you know, it comes right back to look at 3 guys down low. And 4 guys, not enough. As Fedorov, like Duchesne, snaps a high one to make it 5-1.
Well, Kurt Fraser, there'll be many long nights like this one. Fedorov scoring the goal at 6:19 of the 3rd. The Red Wings blanked in the 2nd period. They scored 3 in the 1st and have added 2 more here in the 3rd to offset the one by Buzek to break the shutout goaltending this season of Chris Osgood. Moving right in and across the line is Brunette. And a tripping penalty coming up here to the Red Wings.
A nice little move by Brunette. Yeah, we'll be back. Red Wings will be shorthanded, but they lead it 5-1. Now, Red Wings will be shorthanded here. Brunette makes a pretty good move right in the middle. Igor Larionov got a piece of him and goes to the penalty box. And the Thrashers fans felt that they should have had a power play long before this.
Penalty to the Detroit Red Wings, number 8, Igor Larionov, 2 minutes for tripping, 6:37 of the 3rd period. Penalty to Red Wings, Larionov, 2 minutes for tripping at 6:37 of the 3rd period. Thrashers on the power play.
Face off to the left of Osgood. Mike Stapleton. To the point, Emerson. Cross ice, Buzek, who has the goal, to Buchberger, who assisted on that goal, to Stefan. Patrick Stefan behind him. Buchberger, Stefan, he'll shoot. Blocked by Osgood. Stefan again, one-time shot, Shanahan got out to block it. Brendan Shanahan loves to kill penalties. Good play there out there with Draper. Now Shanahan will get over to the bench. Fresh legs of Eisenman as Stapleton carries in. Patrick Stefan. Behind the goal, Lidstrom. Buchberger sent one out front. Emerson held it in at the line. And he'll shoot. Lidstrom in front of Buchberger. Knocked down before he could get a good whack at it. Draper and his stick left it before he could clear. Emerson. To Buzek. Didn't get good wood on the shot. Buchberger to Stefan on his backhand. Now forehand. Buzek across. Emerson. Nice stop by Osgood. Buchberger. Far boards Emerson against Draper. Murphy with a clear path. He'll send it down the ice.
Thrashers had pretty good control in there for a minute and a half.
They'll go in after it. Ferraro against Aaron Ward. Osgood found an opening.
Pretty smart play. A lot of guys would have gone around the boards and up towards the blue line, and Kozlov turned to come out the short side. Like you're making a pass in the offensive zone and completely fooled everybody and went down the ice.
Sent through by Martin Prohaska. Aaron Ward got in his path. So the Red Wings have killed off the Thrasher power play. Here goes Fedorov. There was a goal here tonight up with Kozlov. Fedorov in, stops as the Red Wings change. All alone, Holmstrom scores!
Wow.
Well, a great Red Wing bounce, and Holmstrom capitalized. It's 6-1.
Well, there were really a 2-on-2, and the Thrashers took the two guys, but Holmstrom, I believe, came off the bench and came right down the gut. Look at this. And everybody's to the outside. Again, Miracle is left alone. The two guys go after Kozlov, and they leave the front of the net wide open. And a nice move by Thomas Holmstrom. And the Red Wings are putting the route on here, 6-1. Boy. Right off the bench came Thomas Holmstrom on the line change.
So Holmstrom at 8:56 has made it 6-1. Here's Fedorov dancing out front. Hit the crossbar. The fifth bar the Red Wings have hit tonight. Or they'd have 11. Osgood will hang on. Is there, facing Norm Miracle, advantage shooter or goaltender in this situation? And just before we get to that, think about that in a moment. We'll show you that Steve Eisenman is approaching the 1,500-point mark in his career, now within 7 of 600 per goal, 7 of 900 assists. And when he accomplishes that, he'll be just the 5th player in NHL history to reach that mark in both assists and goals, 600 goals and 900 assists, and the 6th player in NHL history to 1,500 points.
They couldn't stop soon either.
So let me ask you that.
He expects to be around another 3 years after this.
Norm Miracle, advantage shooter or goaltender, having faced these players in practice.
A lot of times in practice, you're not getting any resistance defensively. I mean, and some might say that Atlanta's not putting up a lot of resistance tonight either. But I think a goaltender always has an advantage because the net's only 4x6, and you know.
But knowing tendencies, though.
Practice is different because when a game gets going, I mean, it's just a different atmosphere out on the ice, and of course, people are playing with a different intensity level as well. But well, first of all, he's a young goaltender, so I'd say the Red Wings have an advantage because they're an experienced team, and they're one of the offensive forces in this league.
Holmstrom scored that goal unassisted at 8:56. Here comes Eisenman.
And he's been left quite alone a lot tonight, Kenny, too, by his teammates. He hasn't got a lot of support.
Shanahan and Buchberger battle. Buchberger goes down on the puck. Eisenman mixing it up in there along with Kevin Dean, the former New Jersey Devil. Well, there's the latest one to score in this hockey game. Thomas Holmstrom, just like that, left all alone. They didn't give Fedorov an assist, but you'd think they probably should. It is 6-1. We're back in a moment. Well, Sergei Fedorov has been given an assist, as well he should, on the Holmstrom goal. So Sergei Fedorov is a goal and an assist tonight. Thomas Holmstrom with a goal and an assist as well. Eiserman a goal and 2 assists. And Larry Murphy with 2 assists. Here's Eiserman behind the net. Shanahan, McCarty looking for some room. Shanahan put it in front, no one there. And Lidstrom will have to get back. Patrick Stefan racing in, so Osgood can clear it around. Nelson Emerson in there. Shanahan will just clear it down the ice right to Miracle. Draper pushing it through. Duchesne will go after it. Duchesne with it again. Back behind the Thrasher goal. Murphy played it to the corner to Daryl Shannon. Chelios, who has his 800th career point tonight, with an assist. Murphy makes the move around Butseyev, who knocks him down. Looked worse than it was. Fans all wanted a penalty, and when you're trailing by 5, yes, I can see why. Red Wings nearly with too many men on the ice. Duchesne. He'll shoot it in. Miracle out to stop it. Got a break there as it hit Shannon. Holmstrom trying to cut him off. Brown there to intercept, sending it back in behind the goal. Shannon with it again. Former Sabre and Leaf. Up the board, Steve Staios. Montgomery, the linesman. Here's Fedorov. Up through center now. Holmstrom up with Brown. Brown with it. Fedorov taking it. Holmstrom in front. Got a whack from behind by Tamer. Yannick Tremblay handles the pass off the boards. It's a streaking Ferraro. Put it through. Oh, big stop by Osgood on Lambert. That's twice tonight he stoned the former Senator and Predator. Yeah, the Red Wing fans here with the Aussie chant.
The next Thrashers home game is Saturday, October 9th at 7 p.m. when the Thrashers take on Dominic Hasek.
Now, Chris Osgood, through 5.5 periods and change, has been absolutely spectacular. Only given up 1 goal. Kenny Lambert, who's not known for scoring goals, has had 2 spectacular chances tonight. And Ozzy stole.
It's Boxing at the Joe World Championship title fight. WBO champ Prince Nassim Hamed, WBC champ Cesar Soto,